Welcome back to Gundam HQ. Today we're going to be talking about SD Gundam Battle Alliance, which is coming out pretty soon here on the 25th of August, or for whatever reason it says the 24th on Steam. I'm pretty sure that's just a bit of a time zone error type of thing going on there. If you're in the West, assume the 25th. Regardless, obviously having mentioned Steam, it's coming out on Steam, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. It's a third-person, multiplayer, cooperative crossover game featuring 26 different series and obviously characters and mobile suits to go with them. With those series being Mobile Suit Gundam, 0080 War in the Pocket, 8th MS Team, Thunderbolt, Stardust Memory, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta, Char's Counterattack, Beltorchika's Children, Unicorn, F91, Crossbone, Victory, G Gundam, Wing, Gundam X, Turn A, Seed, Seed Astray, Seed vs. Astray, Seed Destiny, 00, 00 Awakening of the Trailblazer, G Recco, Iron-Blooded Orphans, and SD Gundam Scramble, which I know literally nothing about. But hey, it's a couple extra characters, so that's cool. And then of course it can't be a modern game without some pre-order bonuses. And this time around we've got 3 exclusive SD playable characters. I don't really know too much about them and their names are very Asian and I'm going to mispronounce them and people are going to make fun of me. But I'll show them on screen. There you go. Hopefully you like them. I think that's a worthwhile addition, but you've got a couple extra things also. Why not? You have the MS Research and Support Pack, which helps you unlock the standard RX-78 Gundam pretty early on, as well as some additional money and parts that you can use to upgrade your different characters and mobile suits. On top of that, we have a couple other early unlocks for the Night Gundam and the Musha Gundam. So if any of that sounds good to you, namely those 3 additional playable characters, you might want to consider pre-ordering, because I don't think you're going to be able to get those 3 playable characters otherwise. And lastly, we've got some DLC information, because of course we do. It's 2022, and what game is not going to release with some DLC already announced nowadays? We've got a full season pass with 3 separate packs. The first 2 packs are going to be 2 missions and 2 different mobile suits in each. And then the third pack is going to be 2 missions and 3 mobile suits. This first pack, we're getting Narrative C packs and the Age FX, and obviously the 2 missions that go with them. And I just want to say that I'm pretty sure the 2 missions aren't going to be as short as it sounds like they'd be just from saying that. But in this game, it seems like mission is more so referring to a subset of levels, roughly 3 or 4 depending. And the 3 of them are kind of intersecting between each other, with the villain of one mission suddenly appearing in another mission. And once you clear those missions, things kind of get righted and you have a true path as opposed to the break path, which mixes all these different worlds together. I could be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work. But we aren't done with the DLC quite yet, because there is a bonus for purchasing the whole season pass as opposed to just purchasing individual packs, which might make it a little more worthwhile for you. Starting off with a very basic material combo pack apparently, which I'm sure is a little bit more currency and some more parts and whatnot, nothing too crazy I'd imagine. But it also helps out with an early unlock for the Command Gundam. Maybe a little bit more of a reason to get the season pass if that's something you're into. Now that I've finished pretty much reading you a Bible's worth of additional information, let's talk about the actual game itself. You play as a pretty standard pilot who suddenly warped from a real world into this SD world where all these different universes are kind of intersecting in their own weird way. And as I mentioned earlier, the missions kind of overlap and intertwine with each other. Your first run through, things are going to be pretty normal for a while, but then eventually you're going to see a villain show up in the wrong place. For example, maybe you'll have a villain from Wing show up in Iron-Blooded Orphans or whatever it is, and it's going to be strange. It's not going to make any sense. But as you play through the other levels, you'll see that the villain that you should have fought appeared in their level. So things are all mixed up, and once you play through all of them, you start unlocking the true route versions, where you can play through the story in a normal fashion with everybody where they belong. It's an interesting idea, and if you're a fan of the SD Gundam series already, breaks and whatnot aren't going to be too strange to you. Basically, in those games, it'd be a weird condition you have to meet, and then suddenly enemies from a different storyline would pop up in that universe, and now you have a few extra things to take care of before the level itself is done. And at its core, the game works in a group of 3. You start off with you, who's, your new original pilot and whatnot. You don't really get any customization, unfortunately, and so far it doesn't seem like you actually get to play as any actual characters. You're just kind of this guy, which is a little bit of a letdown. At the very least, you do get to select your partners though, so you can pick out your favorite characters to help you out and support you on the battlefield. And at least you still get to pick your mobile suit, if not your character. And that intersects with the online portion of the game, where you can play with 2 other people in a total group of 3. I didn't get the chance to try that out in the demo myself, but I'm sure it'll work just fine when it comes out in a few days. And like I just mentioned, there is a demo, so if you want to go ahead and go on whatever platform you're on and see if the demo's available for you, be my guest. Figure out if you like the game before purchasing it. And on top of that, if you get the demo, you can transfer your save file into the full game. So maybe you get the demo, you have a good time, you don't have to restart. You can bring your progress over and skip having to play through those couple levels again, which is going to be a pain. And it's going to be a pain for me, because I played the PS4 demo, but I'm buying it on PC. So I'm going to have to play through it again anyways. But I'll live, it'll be okay. Lastly, if you are super excited about this game, I'll put some resources down in the description. You can go to its website or the official Twitter account, where they post all sorts of different videos showcasing all the different characters so far. I will say the website's not going to have everything listed to the best of my knowledge. It seems like it's always a little bit behind the Twitter, so the Twitter might be the best one for you. And one final great resource would just be my Discord server. We've got over 1,000 people in there that are all pretty excited for this game, so I'm sure you can find a few squads if you wanted to group up with some people in voice chat or whatever it is, or you just want to message, whatever works best. Sometimes it's nice to have some people with like-minded hobbies and passions, so hop in, we're waiting for you. And you can find the link to that in the description as well. So all that being said, thanks for watching. And if you found this video maybe a bit informative, or you found something out you didn't know about before, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because it helps out a lot. Otherwise, you can check out my Twitter at GundamHQ, or you can consider supporting me on Patreon. Actually, I can leave a link down there for this too. There's a public video in there that I don't have published quite yet on my YouTube here. It's an interview with the voice actress behind Sayla Moss from the original dub of 0079 from way back in the early 2000s. So if that's something you think is pretty interesting, don't hesitate to hop in there. Like I said, it's completely free, it's public. So again, thank you so much for watching, and this is Gundam HQ, signing off.